Today, I'm going to present a journal titled On Speech Acts, written by Idewa Putuwijana and published in Journal of Pragmatic Research. The study focuses on how speech is not just a way to share information, but also a way to perform action like requesting, promising, or apologizing. The background of this study is based on the increasing interest of linguistic students in studying pragmatics, especially speech acts. However, many of them still have limited understanding. That's why the author wants to give a deeper explanation by using real example from our language, Indonesian, Javanese, Balinese, and English. This paper is designed to help readers to understand not just the classification of speech acts, but also their function, validity, and how they are used in context. Okay, moving to research method. This research is descriptive and qualitative. It's based on the author's own linguistic intuition and library research. The examples used in the study were mostly created intuitively by the author, who is a native speaker of Indonesian, Javanese, and Balinese. Some English utterances were taken from textbooks, while others were created with the help of dictionaries. Rather than collecting data from real-life conversation, the author focused on analyzing typical and culturally relevant examples that reflect the use of speech acts. The analysis used a context-based approach where factors like who is speaking to whom, where, and with what intention were considered. The theoretical foundation of this study is based on classic speech theory, particularly from G. L. Austin and George Hill. Austin introduced the idea that when we speak, we do three things. First, we say something. That's the locutionary act. Second, we perform an action with that speech. That's the illocutionary act. And the last one, the third, our speech creates an effect on the listener. That's the perlocutionary act. Finally, speech act taxonomy proposed by Searle consists of 6 types of illocutions. Those are representative, directive, question, commissive, expressive, and declaration. This classification helps us understand what kind of action is being performed by the speaker through their words, beyond just the literal meaning. In the finding and discussion, the author highlights that even though two utterances might look similar, they can have very different meaning depending on the context and intention. For example, the sentence, "Your voice is beautiful," could be a genuine compliment, or sarcasm. This depends on the situation and how it's said. The study also explains several strategies for performing speech acts, such as explicit and non-explicit strategy, direct strategy and indirect strategy, literal and non-literal strategy, express and implied strategy. The conclusion the conclusion of the study is clear. In pragmatics, the focus is not just on the structure of language, but on intention and context. The illocutionary act plays the most crucial role because it reveals what the speaker truly wants to achieve through their words. Understanding these strategies help us become more aware of how language functions in real communication, especially across different cultures and situations. Okay, that's the end of my presentation, and thank you.